broadcast of the MHSAA Finals is made possible by Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsor of the MHSAA Scholar Athlete Award. True Value Hardware, promoting good sportsmanship through the Good Sports Are Winners program.
Everybody, welcome to the Pontiac Silverdome for this afternoon's Class A state championship game between Forest Hills Central and Farmington Hills Harrison. I'm John Matlack. My broadcast partner today, former Central Michigan linebacker, former Buffalo Bills linebacker Ray Bentley. And Ray, what we have here today is in a lot of ways a contrast in styles. Farmington Hills Harrison has the offensive weapons to give you the quote-unquote quick strike capability they have and can score from just about any place on the field. On the other side of the coin, you have Forest Hills Central, a little bit more traditional, I don't want to say slow, but a more grinded out style on offense. They win a lot with their defense.
Yeah, a lot of similarities between the teams. The big difference is the quick strike from Nick Williams. He can get it from anywhere on the field. And then, a big guy, too, 6'2", 248 pounds, and they like to grind it out with him. And then on the other side, you've got Forest Hills Central's John Rourke, who is another big guy, over 900 yards rushing this year, and he's the guy they're going to have to carry a lot of the load today.
I think one of the other differences between these two teams is Forest Hills Central has essentially been an underdog throughout the playoffs. They weren't expected to beat Okemos necessarily, not Portage Central, and they weren't necessarily picked to beat Midland, and yet they find a way to win. Farmington Hills Harrison has that tradition of being in the championships over and over. They're the defending Class A state champs, so I think a lot of people look at it and say, well, this is Harrison's game again.
You would think so. Central is a team that has been the underdog, as you said, but these kids always find a way to be very competitive and pull it out in the end, play very good defense. Farmington Hills, they play very good defense. The quick strike capabilities, the big tradition, should be a great ball game.
All right, we're about set. We've got the Class A state championship game straight ahead. Stay with us for that, please. There's our Class A matchup. Glad you could join us for this one. Grand Rapids Forest Hills Central in white jerseys and green slacks. There you see their head coach, Tim McGee, who has a state championship to his credit, but not at Forest Hills Central. 1978, he was the head coach at Forest Hills Northern, and they won the Class C state championship by beating Bad Axe. And there you have one of the legends of high school coaching in this state, Ray Bentley, John Harrington, his 25th year. Harrison has been in the state playoffs 13 times. 9th time in the finals, 6-time state champs. There is the kickoff. It is taken by Crowder, short at about his 15. He tries to swing wide. He's got a little room there. He'll cross the 25, and he is steamrolled down at the 30. And the Class A state championship game is underway. Now, Ray Bentley, we talked in our opening, different styles. You see the Forest Hills Central offense. Sherlow, Freeman, Cosgrove, Kruer, and Stepanovich are up front with tight end Mike Miller. Quinlan, the split end. Millhouse, actually, I believe Greg Wood is going at quarterback. We'll talk about that situation. John Rourke and Brian Griffin are the running backs, and Jay McKellar, the flanker. And we'll set that Harrison defense for you momentarily. It, in fact, is number 15, Greg Wood, a 6-foot senior at quarterback. He will hand to the first man through, and that is very short yardage for the fullback. That was Brian Griffin, the fullback, and he'll get 3 or 4 yards. So let's take a look at the Hawks defense now. 5 men down front: Wolf, Struble, Valdez, Scheib, and White. Williams, another Scheib, his brother, and Lawson are the backers. And in the secondary, lots of speed: Bryant, Granger, and Hensel. That pickup was actually longer than I thought. It was a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. And you see no wide receivers any place for the Rangers. That handoff is to John Rourke, and he rumbles across the 40, and it appears he has room for the first down. Ray, we started to say in our opening, we talked about the contrast in styles. As we take a look at the replay, this is what Forest Hills Central loves to do.
Yeah, they love to pound it out, and John Rourke's the guy that they pound with, almost over 900 yards this year. And big kid, 6 foot, 220 pounds. If you need a couple yards, give it to John Rourke. He's going to push the pile and get you a first down.
Well, that was a first down. It is 1st and 10 now. Again, first man through. That is Brian Griffin. They do this power I. They'll line up in a tight formation, and essentially it works as well as you get interior blocking. Here's the road to the Dome here after defeating Zeeland and Granville. The Rangers went to the playoffs, beating Okemos, Portage Central, and Midland. And Midland was the team that Harrison beat last year in the state championship game.
That's right, 12-9, and Forest Hills Central beat them 12-7. The key in that game was the 5 interceptions for Forest Hills Central. But what they're going to try to do today, John, is ground it out on the ground, control the football, keep it away from the quick strike potential of Farmington Hills.
Little counter play, nice inside blocking, nice high stepping, but not enough yardage for the first down. That was Jay McKellar. He will be close, setting up 3rd and about 2. There's the list of your officials. There is the referee, Patrick McKenna, James Robinson, the umpire, Joel Vigna, the linesman, Thomas Bauer, the line judge, and James Gosger is our back judge. The Rangers out near midfield. They face a 3rd and call it a long 2 or a short 3, and they widen the formation a little bit. And that's Rourke getting a block right side, but he cannot swing around the corner. He cannot quite shake off the tackler, and he will be short of the first down.
Nick Williams got him on that one. That's the matchup that I want to look at today. As you look at John Rourke trying to get outside. Here comes Nick Williams, big inside linebacker, also a fullback, comes in, fights off a block, makes a big play, and now we got a 4th and short here for Forest Hills Central. Looks like they're going to punt this one away.
The ball is just across the midfield stripe, but you're going to play it safe at this point of the game. Brian Griffin, averaging 37.7 yards a punt, is back to get rid of the ball for the Rangers, and they'll fake it, and they snap short to Rourke, and Rourke's got the first down, and he's bulldozing his way from Orr across the 40, across the 35. First down, Rangers. A little different formation or a little different look, and all of a sudden the trick play comes up. Dave Hensel.
Rourke is right here. You're going to see block down, block down. Rourke's going to go right up there and make the first down. There he goes. Good job of running after he fights through the pile, keeps him legs driving. He's gotten a lot of yards after getting hit this year, and that's what they rely on from him.
I think you're right. That's how you would categorize him. First down inside the 35, short inside yardage. That handoff was to Griffin, and Griffin will get a couple.
Tim McGee gambles early, goes for the fake punt, but that's not really a big surprise. In fact, hindsight, but I was about to say that they're going to fake this thing, and it's not that big of a risk, given the field position and the short amount of yardage they needed for the first down.
Also shows a lot of respect in your own defense, just in case it doesn't work. Rourke is wing left, Griffin up. That is McKellar, the tailback, tries to bounce it outside, bounce the ball momentarily, then turns the corner, and he is hog-tied at about the 28-yard line. Granger among the people making, Kevin Bryant and Jason Granger, the 2 people who co-opted on the tackle. Watch him almost lose the ball here.
Yeah,
Ray.
McKellar, he's going to bobble the ball when he's trying to get the corner, pops out, but he's their speed guy. They try to batter you with Rourke, and then they give it to McKellar, and he's going to beat you around the corner. He's their quick strike guy.
Another big 3rd down situation for the Rangers on this first possession of our game. It is at the 28-yard line. It is 3rd and 3, and there you get a close-up look at Jay McKellar. Rourke plows up the middle, first down yardage, and then some. He is spun to the ground by Scott Gerke, number 40, but not until he has enough yardage for the first down.
Forest Hills Central is a trapping team, and you can watch as these guys coming around. They're coming around from the other side, coming over there, and if Rourke just fouls them up inside and gets the first down yardage. A lot of traps they run.
And I was just going to say, Ray, it's not a spectacular situation in terms of offense. The trap gets you the inside yardage, but when you don't practice against something like that all year, it's tough to handle.
You get hit in the ear hole all of a sudden.
That's Rourke coming from his wing position, and that is a terrific defensive play by Francis Gochai, number 71, who was not fooled by the misdirection, came completely around and came in for the tackle.
I'm glad you're the one that had to try to pronounce Francis Gochai the first time so I can go after you. You watch a replay of this, and Gochai, they're doing a little mix-up inside. He comes all the way from the other side as they're stunning in there. Doesn't get picked up because of the stunt, gets good penetration and brings Rourke down for a loss.
Loss of 4, 2nd down and 14. First possession of our Class A state championship game. And there you see John Rourke. 2nd down and 14 out of the eye in the misdirection, and that is McKellar swinging right. He will get back the yardage they lost and then some, but the Rangers are going to be facing 3rd and about 8. Nick Scheib, linebacker, in on the stop.
You watch a lot of people pulling around, a lot of misdirection. You don't know who's going to get the ball. All of a sudden, here comes McKellar with it, coming back on a counter move, gets up in there, gets some decent yardage, but now they're faced with their first 3rd and long of the day.
Now, if you're wondering about Greg Wood in terms of passing, not a lot. 11 of 30 this year for 250 yards. This Forest Hill Central team is not known as a passing team. McKellar swinging right. He'll get inside the 20, but he will be well short of the first down.
This is 4-down territory for Forest Hill Central. They don't really kick any field goals, so they're going to go for it on this 4th down. As you watch McKellar take the handoff, he's got someone right in his face right off the bat, so he's going to bust it outside. That's Scott Gerke in his face, good penetration. McKellar has to take it outside, gets a few yards.
And Forest Hill Central is going to talk about it. They are facing 4th and 6th on the 19-yard line of Harrison. One of your sponsors right now, True Value Hardware. Each of these ball clubs has lost just once this season, and both very early, and both to very good teams. The Rangers of Forest Hill Central losing their 2nd game of the season to East Grand Rapids, playing for the Class B State Championship Saturday night. Farmington Hills Harrison lost their 1st game to Birmingham Brother Rice, not since then. It is 4th down and 6 from the 19. They need to get down to about the 13. Back split. Play fake, lots of pressure coming. A little dump to Rourke. He tries to stay in bounds, but he will not be able to stay in bounds. The saving tackle by Ben Greeman, number 72. Rourke had some room in front of him, Ray Bentley, but Greeman made sure that he did not take advantage of that room.
Yeah, it's going to be a little play action pass, and go ahead and run it, guys. You're going to be a little play action pass. Going to fake it in here to Rourke. He's sending people downfield trying to get him, loosening up that defense. And a little screen over here. Rourke catches the ball, but he doesn't get a block. Great play by Greeman to knock him out of bounds.
So Farmington Hills, with their high-power offense, takes over 1st and 10 on their 16-yard line. Kevin Bambanek, the quarterback, who sends in motion Dave Hensel. And that is Jason Granger, the tailback, who has run for 1,469 yards on the year and 12 touchdowns that way. Right defensive tackle Luke Stepanovich in on the stop. There's the kick-out block, Ray, and then he's got some room.
Good kick-out block. Granger, this guy, you're going to watch him run all day long. He's dangerous. He can take it the distance at any given time. He's real smooth, real good vision, picks his holes real nice.
There's the road to the Dome as far as Harrison is concerned. The last 3 games in the playoffs over Detroit Chadsey, South Lyon, and last week against Royal Oak Kimball. 2nd down and 3 for the Hawks. They go to the power I formation. Flags fly before the snap of the ball.
Shot clock violation? No, offside.
No, they lined up offsides on offense. Can we take a look at the Farmington Hills offense and give you an idea of all these weapons? There's Kevin Bambanek, the sophomore. That's right, sophomore quarterback. 50 of 80 on the year.
Encroachment on the offense.
50 of 80, 726 yards, 7 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. And let me say one more time, this kid is just a sophomore.
Yeah, he came on in the year because of an injury. They put him in there, and boy, he's kept the job because he's done just a great job for the Hawks.
And his biggest job is to keep everybody with the offense happy, because he has so many people who are so very, very skillful. That's Hensel in motion again to the near side on 2nd down and 8. The delay goes to Granger, and he is drilled. Mike Miller made the stop. There's the Harrison offense up front. Gerwin, Steve Shive, Brad Donahue, Tony Valdez, and Jim Struble. The tight end is Dave Wolf. Split end Kevin Bryant, Kevin Bambanek, the quarterback we told you about. And in the backfield, Jason Granger, Nick Williams. Flanker is Dave Hensel. It is now 3rd and 10, Harrison. They are back at about the 16-yard line from which they started. Granger is wide right. That's Jake Lawson, the former quarterback, in motion. It'll roll out by the quarterback. Bambanek in some trouble. He throws it and completes it to Kevin Bryant, but Bryant ran out of bounds and came back in bounds, and I don't quite think you're allowed to do that.
You watch this defensive line right here is number 80, Josh Quinlan. He's the leader. He's the guy that tells them when to shift. They shift a lot on defense. They run their audibles right out of every package. They just get into position, and that confuses the blocking a lot of times. And even though there's not that good of pressure, no one's open. And Bambanek has to throw it out to the side. His receiver stepped out of bounds. You can see it right there.
In addition to that, Ray, there is a penalty flag that was thrown in the backfield, an illegal block against Farmington Hills Harrison. You'll get the indication. Well, that's an ineligible receiver because he stepped out of bounds. All right, so the preliminary indication was incorrect. That's the call. He went out of bounds and came back in bounds, and you can't do that. And these are the guys who've been getting it done for Forest Hill Central all year long. Up front, John Rourke, Mike Miller, Josh Quinlan.
Got illegal participation on the offense, declined, 4th down.
Luke Stepanovich and Jeff Stewart, linebackers Griffin, Bailey, and Bernardi. Dave Vorse, Rob Iben, and Mike Vorse in the backfield. 4th and 10 Harrison, and so the Hawks will be forced to punt. Kyle Vessel has punted very well for them. He is a good, solid punter, and back in single safety for Forest Hill Central is Bernardi. He'll field that inside midfield. He's got some room as he cuts left. 40, 35, flag, 25. He may go all the way, but it's going to come back. He takes it into the end zone, Ray Bentley, but there is a penalty flag back upfield where one of the key blocks was thrown. And you see this in pro football and college football constantly. This one's going to be erased.
Yeah, Bernardi runs it back 48 yards for the apparent touchdown, but he got a little help on that with a clip. And there might have been more than one clip on that one. I think that an early one he got away with. There it is, the clip. And this one's going to come back, but I think if you're watching on the replay, he makes a nice cut to get outside. But we're going to look for these clips right here. There's one. That's a clip. And here's another one. Right there's a clip right there. So they're clipping them all over the place, and when you get those clips, usually you ought to go for a touchdown. But nice cut there by Bernardi. Made a great run. Too bad it's all for naught. But I think this gives Forest Hill Central a little bit of a feeling that they can challenge because they're a big underdog in this game.
Well, we addressed that subject a bit in our opening. For people around the state who maybe are not necessarily familiar with Forest Hill Central, you look at Farmington Hills Harrison. There's the indication.
On the return.
So that's going to put it back at their 45-yard line. But if you talk to people around state, they know about Harrison. They don't necessarily know about Forest Hill Central. But then you talk to the Forest Hill Central people, and since we're both from the west side of the state, we've had the opportunity to see them this year. They don't feel they're an underdog to anybody. And they'll come right out and tell you, hey, we've played East Grand Rapids almost dead even 2 years in a row. Don't tell us that we're an underdog to anybody.
Oh, they truly believe in themselves.
They will start 1st and 10 from their own 45. Little counter play. That's McKellar. McKellar swings it outside, and there's where you see Farmington Hills Harrison's speed. If anything is an earmark of their defense, their secondary can fly, and one of the defensive backs, Kevin Bryant, came up to make that stop.
Let's watch a little fake move, little counter move again by McKellar. Coming around outside, got a nice block. Ben Greenman pulling in front. Get outside, get about 3 or 4 yards, and they're happy with that. They're going to try to grind it out and control the clock.
Right. It's like in golf, they say you drive for dough and you putt, or you drive for show, you putt for dough. Well, these guys don't necessarily fling it all over or sprint 80 yards, but they get it in there.
And I can do neither.
2nd and 7. They go to the power I formation one more time. There's Rourke following his blockers. Not much room. Somehow he wiggles through, and he will be just about a yard short of the first down. There is never any room for these guys, and they squeal and squirm and somehow fall forward, and that's just good football.
It was just a power I, straight ahead block, and the right guard, Ben Kruger, pulls around a little bit. Rourke gets his hand up on his fullback there. Dave Vorst is pushing. This guy, he keeps his feet going. You're going to see this all day long. Keeps his feet driving, and when you do that, you're going to keep gaining yards, and people are going to fall off, so you're going to break some tackles.
Dave Hensel came up and made the stop for the Hawks. 3rd and 2, Forest Hills Central. Greg Wood, 6-foot senior quarterback, one of the captains on this team. That's Rourke heading right. He's got an escort of blockers, and he doesn't get a lot, but he gets more than he needs for the first down.
Another trap scheme. They're trying to get angles on Forest Hills Harrison's defensive line, pulling them linemen around. Then you get Rourke the ball, and you watch him go right here. Going to go straight ahead. Now, he's got a bad ankle. You see all that tape on his ankles. But I'll tell you, in a game like this, it don't matter how many bad ankles you have. You could have 3 bad ankles, and you'll still be ready to play in a championship game. And that's the kind of kid that Rourke is.
Jeremy White and Francis Gochai helped on the tackle. 1st and 10, Forest Hills Central. Quick hitter to the first man through. That's Brian Griffin, the fullback, and he will fall ahead for a few. You know, we have been talking about how their offense isn't quick strike, but one of the other advantages that a grinded out offense has, particularly against a quick strike team like Farmington Hills Harrison, is you keep the offense off the field for them. Now, they're on the field playing defense, but the offense isn't out there threatening to score on.
Yeah, they've got 7, 8 guys that go both ways, so they're on the field, but they're not getting in that offensive rhythm, and that's what you got to have. And there's Coach McGee, and he's trying to get his offense in a rhythm, and they've got it going pretty good right now. 3, 4 yards of crack, moving the ball.
Well, that's not going to go very far at all. Jay McKellar waited for his blockers to come around in front of him and headed right, and Francis Gochai and Jake Lawson. We've called Gochai's name over and over and over. He just stacks this up. There you see big number 71. This kid just a sophomore, Ray, but he's been all over the field so far.
6'2", 250, and he's going to be a good player for him for years to come. is you look at McKellar, who got the ball on that misdirection play, and you'll see it all day long. Forest Hill Central, they got a lot of backs in there, and they got people going different ways, people pulling all the time. As much as anything, they try to fool you, get an angle, push you out of the way, and let them backs hit a seam.
Well, we've got just 15 seconds left in the first quarter, a scoreless first quarter, and the Rangers 3rd and 7 from the 41. Play fake, under pressure. Wood is hit as he throws. It is intercepted, no, almost intercepted, and then bobbled and then dropped. Evan Jefferson, a linebacker, had his hands on it momentarily but couldn't hang on to it, and so the Rangers are going to be facing 4th down.
Greg Wood has got Josh Quinlan wide open over there, but he gets hit by Dave Hensel coming in on a blitz. If he doesn't get the hand on him here and knock this pass off of rhythm, Forest Hill Central is going to go a ways with it.
And there Jefferson almost. Granger is back, and this time the Rangers set up and they do punt. Bernardi angles it away from Granger. It takes a big high kick, and the Rangers are down there to cover it right at about the 15-yard line. Well, Farmington Hills Harrison has not had much success on offense so far, but they will start their second series when we start the second quarter. At the end of 1, there is no score. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass. Back at the Silverdome, I just want to correct a misstatement I made on the punt there. Brian Griffin was the punter for Forest Hill Central, not Chris Bernardi. That was my mistake. But there you see the score. There you see Tim McGee, who has taken the jacket off because it's warm in here, but maybe not that warm because he's going back under cover.
Maybe he's got a superstition going or something like that. Get that jacket back on.
All right, Harrison takes over. 1st and 10 from their 15. And as they line up, a flag flies again. Last time the call was that they lined up offsides, and there was no snap of the ball, so I would assume that that's what this is too. Dead ball, offsides on the offense. How does the offense line up offsides, Ray Bentley?
Well, I think you got somebody that is not just paying attention to that fine detail. You get into a state championship game.
Dead ball, encroachment, offense. 1st down.
And boy, you just get so keyed up, you don't pay attention to those fine little details. I'm sure they'll settle down, and Coach Harrington won't allow that to happen too many more times.
John Harrington, a graduate of Central Michigan University. In motion is Dave Hensel on 1st and 15. Fullback, huge hole, Nick Williams. He may be gone. 90 yards. And on the first play of the second quarter, he goes 85 yards. No, he goes 90 because there was a penalty that set him back. It's a 90-yard touchdown run for Nick Williams.
Well, there's that quick strike capability that we talked about in the open. And Nick Williams, the man we featured in the open, he goes all the way. Just busts the hole. You watch him bust through the line. Nobody there. Good blocking. Nick Williams is a fast man, and he is gone. And I'm saying man because this guy's 6'2", 248, and he's rushed for 20 TDs this year. Let's make that 21 as he just outruns Forest Hill Central 90 yards to pay dirt.
Well, you know, we were just about set to tell you that the time of possession in the first quarter was 9:47 to 2:13 in favor of Forest Hill Central. And it doesn't matter because they did not score, and on one play, the Hawks did. Kyle Vessel just barely gets that extra point through. He is 46 of 47 before that, make it 47 of 48. And take a look one more time. This is a 90-yard
block
touchdown.
right here, and he's gone. That's what he needed, the one block to spring through. He almost got knocked over by his own man. That's number 76, Jim Struble. But Williams, big man, he's off to the races.
And I am just told that that is a state championship game touchdown run record. The previous one, 86 yards, set by Tim Workema of Grand Rapids South Christian in the 1986 Class B final. Another look at it, and what you see is blocking and a whole bunch of green.
You know what they did? They ran a trap play. They gave Forest Hill Central a little dose of their own medicine and caught him upfield. Good ear hole block. Good block on the linebacker coming down the other way. And Nick Williams got touched only by his own man running to the end zone until he got there.
And he is no stranger, Ray Bentley, to the end zone. That is his 21st touchdown of the season. He's a 6'2", 248 senior, and there are a few guys from the college level who know his name and his phone number.
Oh, yeah. They're knocking on his door constantly, and you're going to see Nick Williams playing some big-time college football next fall.
Kyle Vessel will kick it off, and the Rangers need to come back from that.
Well, that's what they were worried about, giving up that big, quick strike. Now they're going to get that ball. You see the time possession over 9 minutes, but they got to make something happen out of all that possession. They got to get something going, put some points on the board with that.
That's Jay McKellar taking it, and he steps back into the end zone, and in high school, that is a touchback, and so the Rangers will get it at their 20. You know, football is part of a great year of high school championship coverage on Pass Sports. In March, televised events include the finals of the ice hockey, Lower Peninsula girls volleyball tournament, and the boys basketball finals. We wind up the package in June with coverage of the girls soccer finals. All that, high school football championships and more on Pass. Well, there's a drive that the coaches love. One play, 14 seconds, 90-yard drive.
Quick strike from anywhere on the field, and they did it right there.
So now the Rangers start 1st and 10 from their 20. That's McKellar coming this way, getting the blocking and cutting back against the blocking, and he'll pick up 5 yards out to about 25. Jake Lawson, Kevin Bryant up from their defensive secondary position to cooperate on the tackle.
That's the counter OT play that you've seen the Washington Redskins make so famous in the 80s. Pull that backside offensive guard and tackle, bring them big hogs rolling around the end and get your back behind it and hit it up the field.
On the 25.
We are early in the second quarter. Farmington Hills Harrison leading Grand Rapids Forest Hills Central 7-0. On 2nd and 5, they're trying McKellar left side. Got a couple of good blocks there, and he is ankle tied just barely short of the first down. Linebacker Nick Shive, number 32, wrapped his ankles up and locked him down.
A lot of blockers pulling out front. McKellar's got great vision, and then he cuts quick, and he's gone. If he doesn't get tripped up here by Nick Shive, he's got a lot of green in front of him, and he's the guy that they'll counter with that quick strike ability because McKellar's got a lot of speed. He can get it up the field pretty good.
All right, now this is going to be a rather significant third down as far as the Rangers are concerned, especially after what you said, Ray, that they've got to come back because they had a touchdown called back by the penalty. Then they give up one. This is 3rd and about a foot. They load up the power I in the backfield. And that's John Rourke, the big bruising fullback. Rourke just ducks behind his offensive line and picks up sufficient yardage for the first down.
And Rourke's a battering ram. And you watch him right here. Here's Rourke. He's going to sit there, man's in motion. He's going to get the ball, and he's not going anywhere but north and south. He's going to hit straight up into that line and try and grind out the first down. Does a good job. Gets a good push from the offensive line. Adam Sherlow and Ben Greenman on that side. Scott Cosgrove, the big center.
First and 10 there. You see the guy, Ben Greenman, a senior who's been all over the place too. First man through, fullback, Brian Griffin. The junior is out to about the 35-yard line. Stopped by almost everybody, Evan Jefferson among them. Videotapes of this year's MHSAA football finals are available for purchase through Advanced Video Service in Columbiaville. Each game $22.95. You can order it by writing Advanced Video Service, 5547 Columbiaville Road, Columbiaville, Michigan 48421. Allow 2 to 4 weeks for delivery. Had Kevin Bryant come up and make the stop here. There's the blocking out in front of Rourke again.
Yep, pulling outside Rourke. But I'll tell you that Evan Jefferson has been all over the field so far for for Farmington Hills Harrison, and comes in and makes the play again. Well, trips him up a little bit. Rourke keeps some legs going, picks up a few yards, but now it's 3rd and long now where Forest Hills doesn't want to be.
They have thrown only 52 passes all season long. They're going to throw one here. Greg Wood looking deep. He's got his man breaking inside. The pass, however, goes inside, incomplete, and that brings about a punting situation for Forest Hills Central.
Trying to hit McKellar up the sidelines, but they got their signals crossed. McKellar goes straight up the seam. You know, another play action. They're going to give you play action every time because they run the ball so much. I don't know if this ball slips out or if there's a miscommunication, but you see there's no receiver out there. McKellar went up the seam, and Wood threw it to the sideline.
Jason Granger back, standing at about his 32-yard line. Brian Griffin will punt this away on 4th down. Kind of line drives it and bounces it to the sideline. That precludes any kind of a run back, and that's going to be spotted at about the 33-yard line. Harrison scored on one play on its last possession. The Hawks get it back now. We've got 8:40 to go in the second quarter, and Harrison is on top of Forest Hills Central in the Class A state championship game. Score 7-0.
Well, we're going to see Harrison's offense go to work again. You know, they've only ran 4 plays so far today. Of course, one, the big 90-yarder for the touchdown. But other than that, we haven't seen their offense to work that much.
Nick Williams, the fullback, Jason Granger, the tailback, as you see some of the fans here certainly enjoying the Silverdome ambiance. That's Granger. He is sent out of his alley, if you will, by Jeff Stewart, the sophomore end, and then that broke the whole play down, and then Jeff Stewart's buddies came up and coordinated the tackle.
John Rourke got in there and got him down for good. That's his 22nd tackle for loss this year. You see Rourke coming in from the backside. He's going to come in. Good force on the corner here.
Right.
That really makes the play, and then Rourke comes in and finishes him off. Good team defense. That's what they do, too. They all get around the football.
It cost the Hawks 5 yards. It is 2nd down and 15 from their 28. In motion goes Jake Lawson. Going to get a pass there, throwing deep down the sideline for Granger, spun around, bumped a little bit, and I think if somebody's going to suggest interference, that's an uncatchable ball. The ball's well out of bounds, and any kind of contact that may have occurred had nothing to do with the play, so that's incomplete.
Yeah, Dave Vorse is on coverage here. Let's watch this replay. Van Bannock's back to pass. He's looking right where he's going the whole time. He's just going for the freebie, the long one, the quick strike like we talked about, because he's got a fast man out there. The feet get tangled up a little bit. Ball's way out of reach anyway, as you said. So it's going to be an incomplete pass. It's been feast or famine for Farmington Hills Harrison right now.
25 plays for the Rangers to 6 for the Hawks so far, yet the Hawks lead at 7-0. 3rd and 15 from their 28. Dave Hensel, the flanker, comes in motion. Little play fake, and now Bamanick rolls right. Throws downfield near the 40, has his man. Is that ruled a catch? It most certainly is a catch, and a terrific catch by Kevin Bryant. However, it's well short of the 1st down.
Yeah, a little bootleg. You got people pulling out. Not really a good fake on that counter, but you get Van Bannock outside. He throws well on the run, gets the ball right in there on the line. Great catch there by Kevin Bryant.
Is he in bounds, Ray?
Let's look at his feet here and see if he pulls it in. You need 1 foot in high school ball. Great job. Yeah,
sure.
I'd say he almost got 2 down.
He almost got 2 down. That's right. That's a nice catch.
Pro scouts are looking at that one, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down 4 in their own territory.
Or will they quick punt it out of this formation? Now the quarterback's out. 4th and 4 inside there. Now they're going to shift out of it. Okay, that's.
They fooled us.
Yeah, well, momentarily anyway. Kyle Vessel drops back. High snap. Chris Bernardi is the safety for the Rangers. Chases it down. He's got to get away from it or pick it up. He gets away, and the ball will roll dead at about the 13-yard line.
They're milking it.
They sure are. Boy, every ounce out of that baby.
Yeah, you got to in a championship game.
All right, so they'll spot it actually at about the 12, and that's where Forest Hill Central will take over, trailing 7-0. It's a football fest the next couple of weeks here on Pass Sports as we bring you coverage of all 8 games of the 1994 MHSAA Finals. On December 10th, it's a doubleheader, the Class C game between Ravenna and Schoolcraft at noon, and the B finale between Belding and Detroit Country Day at 2:30. Then on December 11th, we go back-to-back again with the Class Double D Championship between Maple City Glen Lake and Waterford Our Lady of the Lakes at 5:30, and the Double-A game between Bay City Central and Troy.
Tim McGee took his jacket off again.
McKellar looking for room there, and I'll tell you what, I think Harrison had some trouble on the first 2 series adjusting to all that trapping. But Ray, lately they have adjusted to it, and there's just no room for the backs for the Rangers anymore. Yeah,
they've done a good job of making the adjustments necessary, and they're shutting it down right now. And Forest Hill Central's got a long ways to go for pay dirt here, and they need to get something going to get back into this game, even though they're only down 7-0. Seems like the momentum has swung away from them.
Very clearly. They actually lost a little bit. It's 2nd down and a long 10. There you see senior quarterback Greg Wood. Ball's loose on the carpet. Little wrestling match for it, and I'm sure that Forest Hill Central has got it. Greg Wood just barely, and I mean just barely, got on the ball before Brian Gerwin was there.
Well, you don't expect to have this kind of problem late in the season. Looks like Cosgrove, the center, couldn't get it up quite into the hands of Greg Wood. The ball shoots through his legs, and Forest Hill Central is definitely in a big hole now.
Oh, big hole. 3rd and 15. Actually, it's a long 15. And that's magnified when you're back on your own 5 or 6 yard line. They've got to be very careful here. Wood will pitch to McKellar. He tries to spin off the left side. He is hit low by Jeremy White, and he does not get back to the 10-yard line. So now the Rangers are in a precarious situation of punting from their own end zone.
Got the snap that time. They're pulling around again. Student body right, but good defense again by Farmington Hills. Francis Gochai in on the tackle along with Jeremy White.
Brian Griffin back in his end zone to punt. Twin safeties, Bryant and Granger for the Hawks. This is a real nice punt under the circumstances. Granger takes it at about the 48. Steps inside a couple of tacklers, leans forward, crosses the 35, and so Harrison has the lead and terrific field position after the punt and the tackle by Chris Bernardi.
The Forest Hill Central defense hasn't done a bad job really today. They forced 2 punts. They just gave up that one long play, and that's the difference in this ball game right now. And now they got their backs against the wall. They're going to be tested right here.
Ball is actually inside the 35, so I think for statistical accuracy, you have to call this the 34-yard line. Gonna try Nick Williams again, but not this time. Last time it went for 90. And this time, Tom Bailey got him low and dropped him for virtually no gain.
Tom Bailey's one of the leaders on the defense that makes the calls, along with Josh Quinlan. And I think they're both stacking this one up. These guys, real smart kids. As you see Bailey come in and get him around the angles, and Quinlan's the one that stopped it up. But Quinlan, 3.95 GPA, and Bailey, 3.85. They're the guys that make the calls on the defense for Forest Hill Central.
2nd and 10. Hand off to the tailback. Nick Williams lining up as the second man through that time, and he doesn't go anyplace either. Brian Griffin, the leading tackler with 165 stops on the year, came up and stuck him.
And Williams is a big man, but I'll tell you, Brian Griffin comes up here and puts a good shot on him with help from Bailey. The 1-2 punch at inside linebacker for Forest Hill Central, along with some other help. They smother him. It's 3rd and 10 now for the Hills.
Our special thanks today to the people behind the scenes who make it all possible. Our special thanks to tournament manager Charlton Small and Jim Lilly of Pontiac Public Schools and all their assistants who have put in all the time and hours to make this a success. On 3rd down, Bambanek rolls right. Under pressure, he will be stopped. He is dropped. John Rourke, first one there, and he had a lot of white jerseys helping him. They surrounded Bambanek, and there was good coverage downfield, Ray.
Yeah, good coverage, because you see Bambanek's got time to throw. He's sitting there, he's looking around, but actually Jeff Stewart put the initial pressure on him, has to step up in the pocket, and then it's too late. John Rourke does a good job. As you watch him coming in from this side of your screen, playing off this block, use the hands, get him by the ankles.
Vessel punts it away, sailing it toward the corner, trying to catch it out of bounds, and he does. I think that's going to come upfield a little bit. It's not going to really pin them against the, well, not as far as I thought. They're going to mark that right at the 8-yard line. And so the Rangers, for the 2nd consecutive possession, deep in their own territory. 3:44 to go in our first half. This is the Class A state championship game, and Harrison clinging to that 7-0 lead.
Good coffin corner punt by Kyle Vessel. Done a good job of that all year. Forest Hill Central, unenviable field position again. They're going to try and get it going, get out of this back part of the field. They've got their backs to the wall again here. Running out of time in the first half as well. 3:44 left.
Rourke high steps over a couple of would-be tacklers and falls forward out to about the 13 or 14-yard line. Lawson and Gutierrez on the stop. There it is, and he just follows his blocking there.
Does a good job of picking his way through there and then keeping them feet driving, getting yards after the initial contact. But good pursuit and a lot of bodies on the play for Farmington Hills Harrison. 2nd down and 5. You know, Harrison really stacking inside, playing everything inside. You wonder if they might be a little susceptible to something more outside. Although conversely, I don't know if this is the field position from which you want to do that. Yeah.
There's that counter play again. Jay McKellar crosses the 15 out to about the 17.
That one looked like it was pretty wide open initially, but Harrison did a good job on defense, closing it up. Look at it from ground level here. Here comes your 2 guys pulling out in front, leading the way for McKellar. Looks like it's open here, but they do a good job of closing it down. That's Francis Gojai again, making the play down the line of scrimmage.
And Dave Hensel came in on top, number 23. It's 3rd and 2 for the Rangers. And for the first time today, we see them line up in a semi-wide formation, at least with a wide receiver. That's Rob Ivan wide. They're looking his way. Pump fake. Now the quarterback decides to keep it. He takes a stick. He loses the ball. Forest Hill Central appears to have recovered, but short of the first down. And boy, did Greg Wood take a pop. Evan Jefferson, the linebacker, number 72, came up and stuck him, I believe. It is Forest Hill Central's ball, and they're going to be about a yard and a half short, Ray.
All right, they fake the handoff. Not much of a fake. He pumps it. Not there. Makes a good decision not to throw it. He takes a hit right there from from Evan Jefferson, who just lays the wood to him, knocks the ball loose, but Forest Hill Central falls on it. Now they got a punt.
4th and 1. Brian Griffin back to punt, and the twin dangerous safeties, Kevin Bryant, number 1, Jason Granger, number 2, for the Harrison Hawks. Another terrific punt. That's Granger, and look at the bounce on this. Now it bounces away like it's alive. He touches it, and now he's running backwards. Oh my goodness.
What a swing.
Oh my goodness. Josh Quinlan and Ben Greenman are down to make the stop. A 53-yard punt, we are told.
Watch this thing bounce. You know, that's what football's oblong. It takes some funny bounces. Now he's going to say, all right, here, it's coming to me. I'll try and get it. Doesn't get it, beats it up a little bit. Now he's got it, and now you're in trouble.
That's Bernardi chasing him there. Chris Bernardi.
Bernardi's coming after him. Now he's going to have some help. Here comes the rest of the cavalry, and they get him down inside the 10-yard line. Big change of field position. Maybe it'll swing momentum.
A 53-yard punt officially and a minus 11-yard return. Yeah, that should swing momentum. That's Williams from about the same field position from which he scored, or Williams rather, from which he scored from 90 yards out before. But he doesn't get a whole lot of yardage this time. Mike Miller makes the stop.
And Josh Quinlan on the bottom of that pile. As you look at Mr. Williams, this is a big man. I'm glad they weren't that big back when we played in high school. 6'2", 248 pounds, running the ball right at you, and that's with good speed too, as we saw on the touchdown that he bust earlier.
Well, we're down under a minute, 53 seconds to go in the half. Harrison would probably be content to let the clock run out. I'll be interested to see if the Rangers will use any timeouts to stop it and make them run extra plays. But we're coaching up here. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah.
2nd down and 6. Power I formation one more time. Tailback, got his kickout block and got out across the 15. That's Jason Granger, who is lightning quick. Mike Miller again made the stop.
Miller did a good job because he missed him the first time and stayed with the play. He came back and got him down. Miller's a big kid too, as you watch this. Here's a handoff. Penetration, there's a seam there. Miller's missed him earlier. Now he comes down, chases him down, and gets him down. But as I was talking about Mike Miller, 6'2", 250, a senior, Division I prospect right there too. Talked to people at Michigan State, East Carolina, Auburn, and Alabama.
3rd time, Ray. 3rd time that Farmington Hills Harrison has gone over the ball and the flags have flown. Dead ball, encroachment, or offsides against the offense. You wonder if the center is going out too far over the ball or something. I must admit I've not seen repeated calls like this in a ball game.
3rd down.
I'm at a loss for what it is. I'm going to take a look at that line of scrimmage and see if I can get a beat on somebody and see what they're doing. But you'd think after a couple times they'd solve that problem, and they haven't been able to yet. So I don't know what's happening with it.
Well, Harrison is just going to take the clock running down and go into the short end there. Now wait a minute. The referee is saying hold on a second. So we're not going. Everybody's leaving. We're not going to leave yet.
I don't think you can end the penalty on the half on a penalty on the offensive
team, and I think that's what he's saying. Both teams were coming off the bench. See if we get an announcement.
We have to have an untimed down because the penalty at the end of the half.
That's right. Okay,
we'll
so they're going to have to run one.
Yeah, see, we know what we're talking about.
Well, sort of. I guess if we shoot enough ideas at each other, one of them's going to stick, right?
We'll come up with something for you anyway.
Well, Kevin Babinek is just going to kneel down. That will officially end the first half. It has been an interesting and exciting first half, but there's only 7 points on the board. The 7 points belong to the Hawks of Farmington Hills Harrison. At halftime, our score, Harrison 7, Forest Hills Central 0. One of your sponsors is Farm Bureau Insurance. Can you lull a team into coming up, and hit them deep out of that formation?
Absolutely. There's a bootleg package out of that they'll run. The key to that, though, is a good fake and the time that you're running. That falls on the coaches. But you can definitely hurt people with that. You get them coming up, trying to help out and stop that play. Then you pull it out of the belly and dump it over top for a play action, and you could go on a long one.
Well, we will see if Forest Hill Central is able to strike back and get that offense going. John Harrington looking for his 7th state championship. Let's just tell you a little bit about John. A 1962 graduate of Central Michigan, went on to get his master's degree there. So Ray, you're a fan of his. Fire up chips, that's right. 11-2 in a state championship last year. His 25th year at the school, 215 wins, 50 losses, and 1 tie. There you see Tim McGee addressing his Forest Hills Central Rangers. Tim McGee out of Albion in 1972, his master's from Western Michigan. He was 8-1 last year, 52-16 overall at the school. But as we told you earlier, in 1978, he won a Class C state championship, not with Forest Hills Central, but with Forest Hills Northern, beating Bad Axe in the championship.
He's ready to work there. You see he's got all the pens ready to go, different colors. He's been taking that jacket off and on all day. I like what he's got going over there. He's a real animated guy on the sidelines. Look at him there. Yeah, give it to him.
He's trying to get his quarterback, Greg Wood, psyched up. Yeah, he's got one of each color there for charting or for autographs or for whatever purpose this may serve.
He's got it covered. He's ready to go to work.
All right, his Rangers are going to kick the ball off to start this second half. Ranger and Bryant are going to be deep. There's the young man who scored the touchdown for the Hawks, senior Nick Williams, a 90-yard dash. An interesting statistical quirk about that drive. It was a 90-yard run, an 85-yard drive. Now, if you don't understand football, somebody explain it to everybody and make sense of it. We're all set to go here. You see number 36, Keith DeBow, ready to kick off for the Rangers. Sends it down, and that is going to be maybe fielded. No, it's going to skitter into the end zone, and it's a touchback. Jason Granger chased it, thought better of it, and let it go. This telecast is a copyrighted production of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and Pass Sports. No reproduction of the pictures or accounts of this game may take place without the express written permission of the MHSAA and Pass. Harrison from its 20, leading 7-0. Harrison has not had much offense. In fact, 2 yards of total offense, I believe, was the halftime statistic. Yes, it is. Save for the 90-yard touchdown run by Nick Williams. So Forest Hill Central's defense has to go into the locker room and say, hey, we're doing all right.
All but for one play.
Right. For that one play, put 7 on the board. In motion is flanker Dave Hensel on first down. Forest Hill Central adjusts on defense. The handoff is to Jason Granger, the tailback. Look out. He darts across the 30. There may not be anybody to catch him here. Rob Ivins got a hold of him. Does he push him out of bounds? I don't think so. First play of the second quarter goes 90 for the touchdown for Hawks. First play of the third quarter goes 80. Touchdown for the Hawks.
Well, Granger showed you his speed, and what happens in that play when Farmington Hills goes in motion over there, the Forest Hill Central defense shifts, and they're susceptible to that on the weak side. We're going to take another look at it. There they are on the weak side, and Rourke's blitzing inside. There's a big hole there, and Granger sees it, splits the seam, and he's going down the sidelines, makes a nice move on Vorst to get down to the sidelines. Let's see if he steps out of bounds right here. It's the last man that has a chance right here. Gets a hand on him. Nope, did a great job of staying in bounds, tiptoeing.
Kyle Vessel on to attempt the extra point that is up. And it's good. You want another statistical irony? 2 scores in this game, both coming at 11:46 of the second quarter, of the third quarter. Their second first down, 2 plays, 2 touchdowns. Take a look at it a little more up close and personal.
Good block by Williams, cutting off the penetration from Rourke. Granger's coming down. He sees it. He's got the gap. He hits the backfield. Now he's got to make a move here. Dodges that tackle, does a good job keeping the feet moving. Here comes his move. Cut back inside, fools Vorst. And now it's a foot race to the sideline. Not many are going to catch Granger.
Not many. Let's take a close look at the sideline again.
Another angle here. Slow it down. He's tight roping. No. Did a great job of keeping him feet in bounds.
You heard the crowd ooh and ah a little bit because it's up on the big replay board here at the Silverdome, and everybody wanted to watch it closely too, and they did, and give him credit. He did not go out of bounds.
Yeah, good job of running. Great explosion. That's that quick strike that we had talked about.
Yep.
And they're making us look like a couple of prophets here.
Yeah. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Or lucky. Yeah. Well, now Forest Hill Central's work is really cut out psychologically and physically. What a stinger to come out after the locker room and you know you can play with this team, and bang, look what happens. Kyle Vessel kicks off. And it is fielded at the 5-yard line by Josh Quinlan. Quinlan will get it up across the 20, and the Rangers have got to get to work. Hey, be the first to take the field in your community by registering to become an interscholastic game official or coach. You can have fun, you can keep fit while providing a role model for young people. For more information, contact the Michigan High School Athletic Association in East Lansing, or just give your local school athletic director a quick call. He would be glad to help you out. That's Dave Borse returning it. I think I assigned it to someone else, but that's Dave Borse who got it out across the 20. Forest Hill Central out of the I formation this time. Handoff is to the fullback. That's Brian Griffin. And Griffin will get short yardage right up the gut.
They mix it up. They give the ball to Griffin from time to time. If you look at the scoring drive, another one play, a big long scoring drive for Harrison. But Griffin, you know, he's a good blocker, but he averages almost 9 yards a carry because when they give him the ball, people don't expect it. They expect McKellar and Rourke to get the ball. All of a sudden, the fullback hits you up the gut, averaging 9 yards a carry.
Evan Jefferson, another tackle. Second down. Got a penalty flag off this carry. That's Jay McKellar, who waited for his blockers in front of him and goes forward for first down yardage, but a flag was thrown in the backfield. It's a chop block against the offense. That's going back.
Yeah, you can do that in the box, but you can't do it if you got a man posted up, and I think that's maybe what happened here, where you got two guys blocking one high, one low. They don't let you get away with that. But that was that counter play that I drew up coming out of the halftime, and Forest Hill Central's done a great job of getting yardage on that all year long, but they got a mistake on the blocking here. It's going to back them up, and they need something big to happen to get back into this ball game.
You took the words right out of my mouth. Take a look at it again, Ray, and see if you can see this chop block.
Yeah, let's look for it here. I don't see anything just yet.
Right back on the backside of the play, I bet.
Blocking below on the offense.
Because the flag came from way behind the play. It may have been on the back end of that play. You took the words right out of my mouth. You give up a long touchdown to start the second half, and now in your own territory, you negate a first down with a penalty. Forest Hill Central's got to be very careful emotionally, not getting down where they don't think they can play with this team.
Yeah, they've faced this sort of thing all year, though, and this is the kind of team that can come back and will keep fighting you till the end. There's no quitting these dogs at all. And, the officials have a little conference here trying to figure out what's going on. Our referee today, Patrick McKenna from Davison, doing a fine job.
It's a point that Jack Roberts made at halftime. This is state championship for these guys, too, for the officials, and they have to earn their way here just as the teams do. Second down and 19, Rangers. Rourke cuts it back, smashes into Evan Jefferson, and bulls ahead for short yardage. We have called number 72, Evan Jefferson, over and over and over. This kid is a senior, 6'1", 202, and he just gets his nose where the ball is repeatedly. You
know, they fooled him early a few times with the counters and the traps, but he has read it now just about every time. He's got a beat on what they're doing, and when he gets there, you always hear some pads cracking.
Yes.
He puts a good hit on people. There's Mr. Jefferson right there.
It's 3rd and 15 for the Rangers. Rourke split left. Instead, they will hand it off, and they will be stacked up. And right now, Farmington Hills defense is taking over this game. Evan Jefferson again, he had help from some friends, but you see he is pumped because this defense is not being fooled by anything right now.
Evan Jefferson is moving on up. He's been making some great plays today. Good for the senior in his final game for Harrison, and now Central's going to have to punt it out of the back of their end zone again, or near the end zone, and that's not the drive they wanted to change the momentum in this ball game.
Brian Griffin. Line drives this one. That's Granger. Watches it take a high kick. He's going to take it on the sidelines and yield yardage to set up a return. Central's got it covered reasonably well, but his speed is out racing, and now he got a great block, and now he's going to cut it back inside, and Griffin, the punter, makes the tackle, but back out of camera range. 2 flags are thrown late on that kick-out block, or that block that freed him up, and neither Coach John Harrington nor his Hawks can believe that there are going to be penalty flags thrown.
We're going to look at it again. And here's Granger. He takes a punt, he reverses his field. He's coming around the other way. And what happens when you reverse the field out, you set up blocks, but sometimes there are clips. And I think we're going to see it coming in right here late on Josh Quinlan. There it was, and ahead of him. But I think that's on Evan Jefferson as well, who's just hustling down, trying to make a big play, make something happen. Here we go. Let's see it this way. Here comes Jefferson, 72, right there. Yeah, just caught him in the back of the shoulder there. And the officials are both digging for their flags. Couldn't get him out with the first try, but second pull, 2 of them got it.
Yep.
Clipping on the return. First down.
There you heard the official indication from Patrick McKenna. So Harrington loses, or rather Harrison and John Harrington loses the decent field position. They're back at their 35 to start. We've got 9 minutes even to go in the 3rd quarter. The Hawks with 2 long runs lead Forest Hill Central 14-0. That's Granger in motion.
I give it to Williams here.
That's exactly what they do. He knocks more of his own players down than anybody else and then lurches forward. And when you're 6'2", 248, you can do that. You just knock everybody down.
Yeah, in fact, in his touchdown run earlier, he knocked one of his men out of the way to get it. But, you know, Granger's going to be tired after returning that punt, so they roll him out there in motion and hand it to Williams, run up the middle. Good blocking, and he's pushing the pile back, people going backwards. And you're going to need a lot of folks to get around him and bring him down because he is a large person.
And the numbers tell the story. Between Jason Granger and Nick Williams, 2,700 yards rushing this year. Blitz coming. Quarterback Van Bennick is spun around and sacked. Mike Vorse came from his defensive secondary position unimpeded and got to Kevin Bambenek and spun him around and knocked him down.
Forest Hill Central's blitz package comes off of audibles, and maybe they saw something in this where they expected a little play action. They hit that blitz. They blitz when they have the opportunity. They are a blitzing team. It does a great job of getting through there and bringing them down for a big loss. Mike Vorse, a junior, 5'11", 182. His brother plays as well. And
Dave,
both of them do a great job in the secondary.
5 carries, 102 yards. When one of them is 90, those stats are going to really look shiny, aren't they?
Yes, they do.
3rd and 7. Bambenek is absolutely surrounded and clobbered. That was a case of let's meet at the quarterback. John Rourke came from one side, Mike Vorse came from the other, and they met in the middle.
And Josh Quinlan was on the bottom. And that's they're going to come off both sides. Let me clear that again. They're going to come off both sides. You're going to see them. I'm doing something wrong here. There's one, and then they're going to get pressure up the middle, and let's all meet at the quarterback.
And number 27 in the middle of your screen comes up the middle too. Kyle Vessel to punt. End over end line drive. Chris Bernardi takes it at his 33. Tries to stutter step around, and that's excellent coverage. Kevin Bryant, number 1, was number 1 down there.
Jeremy White helped him out. They really did a good job of containing the returner. Didn't give him a chance to go either way, and then they pop on him and make the play.
There's Jeremy White, another one of the seniors on this team. Well, Forest Hill Central made something happen with their defense. A couple of blitzes had Tim McGee's defense rise to the occasion and stop Harrison. Now he's got to figure out a way to get the offense to get moving.
He took the red pen out to stop him on defense. Now he's got the green pen going to try and get something going on offense.
All right, John Rourke is wing left, backs in the eye. Little misdirection again, McKellar. Not much room there. The blocking that was so effective in the first quarter is just not as effective anymore. Credit to Farmington Hills Harrison. McKellar around right side gets a couple before he's stopped by Dave Wolf.
You know, again, they're pulling everybody, getting over there, trying to get outside. But I think, as you said earlier, John, what they have to do is get that ball outside, because right now they're getting a lot of penetration up the middle, and they're getting beat right on the line of scrimmage, right in the middle there. They got to get something outside quick and spread this defense out a little bit.
And if you're wondering about passing on the year, Greg Wood has thrown 30 times. The team has only thrown 52 times. So this is not a team that can catch up through the air. But there, a little jump. He takes a couple of steps, fakes the handoff, and jump passes it. Looked like a basketball play. Out across the 45-yard line to his tight end, Mike Miller, who had just 1 catch all year. Make it 2 for Mike. Jason Granger with a stop.
Let's look at it again in here. Now here's what happens. They're going to do a little fake right here. Miller gets his release, gets here. It's his little pop pass, jumps it, and pops it right in there. There's your fake. Pulls that linebacker up. Leaves him wide open. And that's what they need to loosen up that defense.
First down from the 45. Griffin, first man through across midfield down to the Harrison 47 or 48-yard line. Ryan Griffin, the junior, is stopped by Jake Lawson.
I think that's the play they needed to kind of shake it up a little bit, loosen them up, get them thinking about other things, because right now they got a beat on all that counter stuff that Forest Hill Central is throwing at the Harrison Hawks. So now you mix it up a little bit. Good call with the green pen there.
Well, so far it's working anyway. And this is a Ranger team that averages 24.5 points a game. So they're no strangers to getting into the end zone. Play fake. Wood wants to throw. Got a man breaking deep. The pass just a little bit too tall for Josh Quinlan, his split end, who had double coverage, and he was trying to shake free of Kevin Bryant, number 1, and Dave Hensel, number 23.
This one's going to come right into your living room. And it's a fake pass. I like this. Go downfield again. Stretch that defense out. Take a shot at the big one. At worst, what you're going to do is get them thinking that you're going to do that and loosen that defense up.
Third down and about 4 just across midfield. Greg Wood goes under center. Scott Cosgrove. Both of those young men among captains Well, that's not going to get any place. Jay McKellar tries to follow his blocking left, but Francis Gochai, number 71, the sophomore who has been mentioned over and over, got out there and really never let the play open up the way it's designed to open up.
Yeah, the defensive line for Harrison is just doing the job right now with Jefferson and Gochai. And you see it, there's nobody in the middle, but here they all come outside. Good job of stringing that thing out. Good penetration there as well to force it back inside by number 2. And number 2 is
Jason Granger.
Jason Granger, how could I forget?
Well, Central lines up as if they're going for it, and now they snap into that punt formation, but Harrison was expecting a Jason Granger back in safety. Punt by Brian Griffin hangs high. Granger bobbles it after and then drops it after calling fair catch, but then falls on it. And so Harrison, the defense rises to the occasion for the Hawks, and they will take over at about their 18. We have 4:15 to play, third quarter, the Class A state championship game. And right now the Green Bay Packer uniforms are leading the New York Jet uniforms, sort of New York Jet uniforms. Harrison 14 and Central 0.
Farmington Hills, they're going to start calling that title town.
Yeah, that's right.
As many as they've won.
Last year they won it 5 other times, 6 state championships in all. This is their 9th time in the finals. They're playing from the lead right now. We'll call it officially their 19-yard line. It's Nick Williams, the big fullback, who just bounces off people, but enough Central Rangers got in that he couldn't shake free of everybody, and he'll gain very short yardage.
Tried to run that trap play again, and good job in the middle of that line by Josh Quinlan, just stopping it up, getting a good push. Luke Stepanovich. Yeah, we've battled that one back and forth a few times. Stepanovich makes a good job, does a good job in there too, stuffing that play.
He gained 2, 2nd down and 8. I formation. Granger is winged to the top of your screen. He's going to come on an end around, but the handoff was to the first man through. That was Jeremy White. No, it was Nick Williams. Nick Williams bulldozes his way out to the 28. He is going to be very close to a first down, but I'm believing he's just shy. The officials are going to take a look at it. They may call for a measurement. Yeah, here's going to be a measurement.
Williams running straight ahead. They're going to fake the reverse afterwards to give Forest Hill Central something to think about. But a good job of getting in there and making a tackle by Griffin. Just gets an ankle on the big guy.
You know, Florida State in the college ranks is notorious for running that fake end around, fake reverse 4 or 5 times to lock it into your mind. And just when you don't think they're going to do it, they do it. There's the stretch of the chains. Boy, for an old man, my eyes
broke the chain.
Oh my. Well, it's short whether it's broken or not.
He stretched it real good that time.
Yeah. It's a good thing it wasn't closer, because you'd have some coaches wondering about that one.
Yeah.
But it's very easily the length of the ball. Yeah. 3rd down and a short 1.
Let's see if they're going to jump into punt formation out of this, or they're going to go for it. They're backed up in their territory.
3rd down.
Oh, 3rd down. I'm sorry.
When you got somebody that big, you give it to him. Nick Williams is that big, you give it to him, you get a first down more often than not.
Yeah, if the offensive line doesn't get enough push, Nick Williams certainly will coming in behind him, but the offensive line did a good job of getting the push right there. Brian Gerwin, Steve Scheib, Brad Donahue, Tony Valdez, and Jim Struble. Good job of the offensive line.
Brian Griffin came in high. Luke Stepanovich was on the bottom of the pile. They get credit for the tackle, but not until the Hawks get a first down. Under 3 minutes to go, third quarter now. Harrison up 14-0. They've gone to Williams predominantly as the tailback, and you see different formations. Earlier when he scored his touchdown, Ray, he ran from the fullback, but now they're giving him the ball at the tailback position. He is so big, and with that running start, he's going to get yardage almost inevitably.
Well, what they're trying to do, they got that 14-point lead. Now they want to control the ball themselves, and why not give it to the big man and let him pound away a few times. And Josh Quinlan does a good job coming down the line, skating down the line, making a big play, making a tackle. And it's a 2nd and 10. But right now, Farmington Hills Harrison, they want to control the football. They've got a nice lead, 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Let's try to grind something out here.
From their 32-yard line. That's Granger. Stumbled a little bit when he tried to cut. John Rourke had outside containment, and Granger tried to step inside that, lost his footing after a gain of just a yard or so.
And Granger's pointing to himself, that was my fault. He says he had a little seam, not unlike the seam he took for the touchdown 80 yards earlier in this quarter. A good job by Rourke getting that penetration, making Granger have to make that quick cut, and his feet go out from under him. Looks like he got a couple antennas on there.
There's some Forest Hills Central fans noticing themselves on the giant scoreboard here and making sure that they want to see how they look when they wave.
Painted up for the game. All right.
You betcha. Third down, 10 to go from their 31. Hensel in motion. Flags fly. Delay of game. I was going to say, surely they didn't call anybody lining up offsides because that came all the way downfield. And if that guy's going to call them offsides, they were really offsides. But that's a delay of game.
Dead ball, delay of game, offense.
That's 5 times that Harrison has approached the ball, Ray, and in a dead ball situation, cost themselves 5 yards.
It gives Central a great chance for a stop and a chance to get the ball back.
On 3rd and 15, Dave Hensel, the senior, in motion. Bembenek steps up under pressure, just lays the ball up. Battle for it. Excellent defensive position and a brilliant interception by Dave Vorse, the junior, who has 5 interceptions coming into this game. Stayed with Granger step for step. The line pressure forced the poor pass, Ray, and Vorse was there to take advantage.
Yeah, Bembenek just threw it up, hoping that his receiver Granger could pull it in. You watch him get back here, you're going to see some good pressure. No play action here. He's going straight for it.
That's Miller.
Miller comes in, makes a big hit on him, and then Vorse. Great timing. Watch him go up, take this ball away from Bryant. And this is, he had 2 interceptions last week against Midland, which really sparked that team. Maybe this is the spark they need to get going this week.
Yeah, I said that was Granger. That was Bryant. Up the middle. Quick hitter, Jay McKellar. Across midfield, first down yardage, and then some.
It's the first time we've seen that play from him as well. A little flanker inside trap play where they're faking you outside and they bring McKellar inside, hitting it up the gut. And that one fooled Harrison. Almost busted it all the way out.
Jay McKellar ran for 720 yards and 13 touches this year. So again, he's no stranger to doing it. And he's really their speed back. Rourke and Griffin are kind of bulldozers, and he's the little scooter. 5'7", 162 pounds, has the speed. 1st and 10 now. Here comes an in around Bernard. He wants to throw it. He's got a man wide open in the flat. Does he get it there? Oh, the ball hung up, and give credit. Now there's a flag. I was going to say give Granger credit for the hit that knocked the ball loose, but it's going to be interference. That was Jay McKellar who got free in the flat, Ray. The ball took a long time getting there, and Granger must have gotten there just a hair before the ball did.
Talking with Coach McGee earlier in the week, he says, you know, they're a grinded out team, but they always have a few of these trick plays that they take out when they need them. They needed it there, and they got a big break on it. That was a real close play. Might be called for interference because he did not look back to make a play on the ball.
Well, we'll get the call here, and we're going to take a look at a replay on this, I'm sure. And remember, it's not a spot foul. It's a spot foul in pro football, so it's going to be yardage. Take another look at it, and Ray, walk us through this.
Yeah, they're going to fake the toss right out here, but you're going to see a man come in this way, take the pitch.
Pass interference.
It's going to suck in the defense from over here. They're all coming this way. He's going to throw the ball way out there. Here's the pitch. Whoa, here he comes. Now, no one knows what's going on here. Problem is he gets a little too much air under the ball because he's got his man wide open. Granger gets the closer speed. Yeah, he did. He got there a little early.
Absolutely. The Harrison crowd booing, but I agree. I think that's a good call on 1st down. Brian Griffin, the fullback, and suddenly Forest Hill Central has something going here. Scott Gerke made the stop, but suddenly that interior line is a little more open than it had been before, and there's going to be another look at this right now.
Let's look at the timing here and see if he gets there just before the ball does, and I think he does.
Yeah,
right
just
there.
barely.
It's kind of hard to see from that angle, but no question about it, he got there. And now we're going to get ourselves into the 4th quarter.
You bet. That's the last play of the 3rd quarter. Our score is Farmington Hills Harrison 14, the Forest Hills Rangers 0. Coming back with the 4th quarter in a moment. One of your sponsors today, True Value Hardware. Well, the Bentley family is here, the Matlack family is here. I don't think that's either of our families, but I can bet that our families are doing about the same thing, enjoying the ambiance of the Silverdome, also known as Feed Me.
Yeah, it's a big crowd here today. Exciting.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 3. Griffin leans forward, is going to be very close to 1st down yardage, needs right around the 10-yard line, maybe spotted back just shy. Ray, let me give you a statistic here. Time of possession. Forest Hill Central, 28 minutes and 52 seconds. Farmington Hills Harrison, 9:19. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. What matters is how many possessions you put into the end zone as we watch Rourke carrying the ball around the end. And we got a player injured down on the field, too, right now. Trying to find out who that is for you.
Dave Wolf for Farmington Hills Harrison. There he is, number 86. I think he got popped in the stomach because he got up kind of holding his stomach. Maybe the wind knocked out of him, and I inadvertently said that was Griffin who
Look
carried.
Look at his helmet here. Look at this stuff up here on his helmet. Boy, that's a linebacker's helmet. You can always tell. They're the ones. I don't know if they just beat it on the cement once in a while to make it look mean, or if it just happens by product of their play.
Well, there's the measurement, and that's called close. And in fact, well, it's by a pebble on the skin of the nose of the football. Patrick McKenna says that's a first down.
And they didn't even have to break the stick that time to get it.
Maybe they got the good stick out.
Yeah. Well, a good stick for Forest Hills Central anyway. Keeps their drive alive right outside the 10-yard line. They need to put this thing in, stop on D, and then maybe we can get ourselves an overtime ball game.
All right, let's see. First, and they can get a first down, so it's 1st and 10. They get a first just inside the goal line. That's McKellar. Oh, is he hit hard. Nick Williams among the people who hit him. He'll lean forward for a couple, but no more than that. Francis Gochai. Boy, how many times have we called that sophomore's name? He wears number 71, 6'2", 250, and he's always in the middle of this.
McKellar cuts it back, thinks he's got something inside, but Gochai's there and says, no, you don't. But a couple yards on that play, and Forest Hill Central just grinding it out still, but they want to get a quick score. They don't want to eat that clock up. We're down to 9 minutes left in the ball game.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Gain was about 3. It's 2nd down and 7 or thereabouts. McKellar gets a great block, busted up inside, touchdown. Jay McKellar got a terrific block from Josh Quinlan, I believe, to open up the seam, and then it was easy.
Well, they fooled him that time with that counter because there was only one guy over there to stop it, and Josh Quinlan took care of him, and McKellar goes into the end zone. And looks like we got ourselves a ball game, boy. Don't count out Forest Hill Central. They've been doing it all year long, coming back, making the plays when they have to, and that's what gets you in the state championship.
Keith DeBow to add the extra point. He's 24 of 29 on the year.
Wonder if he's got his earplugs in. You know, he doesn't like the noise, so they put earplugs on him when he kicks. Didn't bother him that time.
Didn't bother him at all. The earplugs work fine. The kick is up, and it's good. Take a look at the replay.
Yeah, they fooled him pretty good. Here you're going to see, Wolf doesn't even get blocked, takes himself out of the play. Great block by Quinlan.
My.
Boy.
What a terrific block. Just absolutely erases the man.
That's what they call the pancake. Here comes the pancake right here, number 80. Pancake. That's beautiful. In fact, let's watch McKellar. He's going to fake to the left, sells it real well. Now he's coming up inside. He needs that one block. Gets it right there. Pay dirt.
Boy, Josh Quinlan should get a star or a Buckeye or whatever little stickers the teams give for a great downfield block. And then you said it right, Ray Bentley. It makes it a ball game. 8:51 to go. The defense has been doing okay for Forest Hill Central with the exception of 2 big plays. And we've got ourselves a state championship caliber contest. 14-7 Hawks over Rangers. Just under 9 minutes to go.
This is really the kind of contest that I expected today because Forest Hill Central, they're just a tough-minded group that always find a way to win. Farmington Hills Harrison, such great talent. They spring it on you like they've done all day. And we've got two pretty good forces battling each other.
Well, there's a pretty good force. Jason Granger takes it and comes right up the seam. Is spun around once, dances away, and he can outrun everybody. He's got one man to beat down there. Look at him go. Is he going to get it in? No, he's going to be ridden out of bounds inside the 15. The saving tackle for Forest Hill Central, Mike Vorse. But oh my, can he go?
Watch it now. He should be down a couple times here. In fact, he thinks he's down. In fact, he's going to be stumbling here. Right there. Now he's stumbling, but that big shot is what rights him, gets him back up on his feet. And when you're getting a foot race with Granger, you're about to come in second place because this kid's got a lot of speed. And Vorse does a great job of bringing him down on a 76-yard kickoff return. And now Forest Hill Central's got to pull a big stop on defense.
You talk about changing the complexion of this game like lightning. 3 times we have seen Harrison do that. That's Williams, the big fullback. He's hit once, lurches forward, finally dropped. Initial contact was by Brian Griffin up from his linebacker spot. Also see Mike Miller getting up from that tackle. Forest Hill Central scoring drive, time of possession, that's how they do it.
Yep, they grind it out and they ground that one out. They want to score quick now, but what they've got to do now, get back to present tense, is they got to stop Farmington Hills Harrison from getting more points on the board. Otherwise, this lead becomes insurmountable.
Jeremy White is the up back right now. They'll go to Williams. Follows his blockers. He's hit hard at the 10, but force of momentum carries him down to the 9 to the 8-yard line. Brian Griffin is going to rest well tonight because he's in on another big stick. Rob Iben came up and Mike Miller as well.
I don't know if Griffin's going to rest that well. He's going to be pretty sore.
Yeah.
But he's their leading tackler, 167 on the year. Only a junior. Just a great, solid football player. Good nose for the ball, always around it.
I want to give number 66, Tom Bailey, credit there, too. He came in very early, and we didn't see him originally. It's 3rd down and about 3 to go for Harrison. 7 minutes, 30 seconds to play in the ball game. Harrison clinging to a 14-7 advantage. Hensel's in slow motion. Williams cuts it back, nowhere near it. Nowhere near it. Todd Rich among the people on the line who slowed him down, so now it's 4th down. Take another look at it.
Rich is a big guy they bring in, 285-pounder. He shores up that goal line defense, which is what they're in right now, trying to put the stop here because you know what they're going to do. Williams is going to run that ball up the middle.
Now they've got about 4th and a foot to go, and John Harrington is sending out his field goal team. That's Kyle Vessel. On the year, he's 3 of 3 in field goals. He's hit from 24, 27, and 42. This is spotted at the 13. It's a 23-yard try if he kicks it. And there's a flag again at the line of scrimmage. The Forest Hill Central defensive interior was pointing toward the Hawks. Dead ball. Procedure. So this will cost him 5. Still very much within his range, but 5 yards is 5 yards.
False start, dead ball, false start, offense. Right here.
So they put the ball down just outside the 10. This will be a 20-yard attempt by Kyle Vessel. Boy, they do that nice and easy, don't they?
Oh, that was a great kick. Boy, that one's up 20 rows into the stands.
Kyle Vessel, 4 for 4 on the year. He makes it a 2-score game now. Forest Hill Central finding itself down 17-7. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass. Boy, you see the numbers there. The other pertinent number is the clock. 6:27 to go. Kyle Vessel, number 3, set to kick off. Just put him up 2 scores. Forest Hill Central has just under 6.5 minutes to score twice in some combination. Vessel ready to kick it off. This is short. It's going to be taken by Brian Griffin, one of the up men, and he'll get it out across the 25 out near the 30-yard line. And from this point, Forest Hill Central's offensive strength rate doesn't help them because their strength is grinding it out. There you see the numbers on Harrison's scoring drive. Unlike the grinded out version, theirs is the lightning strike.
And that's what Forest Hill Central is going to need here to get themselves back in the game. This isn't a situation where they've actually been put in a whole lot this year. They've been able to keep leads and maintain leads by controlling the football. They've controlled the football today, but haven't put it in the end zone, and now they need to.
As we said earlier, this is going to be one game where the statistics do lie, and we've got a completely wide formation now. Josh Quinlan and Jay McKellar to the right. They'll run Rourke instead to the left. Turns the corner momentarily, but there's that Harrison team speed. We talked about that during one of the breaks, and one of the things you see from Harrison is when an opening occurs for Forest Hill Central, the team speed for Harrison is there, and it minimizes the lead or the gain for Forest Hill Central.
Yeah, it closes quick. We're going to watch this again. Now they got them spread out. A couple guys are over here. Going to do the same counter play and try and get outside and see if he can make it and get something going. There they go. We got 2 guys pulling, getting outside. Now he's going to try and run away from Jefferson. He does get away from him, but there's other guys coming in making the play.
Gain was for 3, 2nd down and 7. Wood with the quick throw. This is a little flanker screen to McKellar. Got his block, crosses the 40. He is hammered there, but has the first down. And he is really hit hard by Jeremy White, who's been in on a lot of tackles lately, but it is a Forest Hill Central first down.
Good block by Quinlan coming out here again. Another big block by Quinlan. Oh, the quarterback just got creamed as he let it go. Good block right here. 56 putting on a block too. Cut inside, get the first down, and the clock will stop. That's Luke Stepanovic. Stepanovic. I got it right that time.
On first down. Well, we tried that jump. We saw Forest Hill Central try that jump pass earlier with Greg Wood, but this time Francis Gochai, again, the sophomore there to disrupt things, and that will go for a sack. He jumped. It's a case, you know, a basketball coach will tell you don't jump up in the air unless you got something to do with the ball.
That's right.
He went up, his receiver was covered, and he went down in a heap.
Yeah, Nick Scheid, the linebacker, knew what was happening with that one. Had seen it before, did a good job of covering, and Miller wasn't open. They had to bring that one back down.
Loss of 2, 2nd and 12 Rangers. 4:25 to go in this game. They are down 10. Tight formation again. McKellar cuts it inside nicely. Sticks his shoulder square and down, and has another first down into Harrison territory. Nick Scheib up along with Kevin Bryan to make the stop, but boy, the opening was there.
Excellent blocking on this one. McKellar, you see, looking outside, he sees his seam, he cuts it straight up the field, and he's looking to get first down yardage here, and he does. And as you know, that stops the clock in high school football. Look at it from the end zone.
Ben Kruer with a nice block inside, and then Brian Griffin with a second block that really freed him for the first down yardage. Play fake. Greg Wood wants to throw. Throws deep, double coverage, overthrows his man. That's Rob Iben, the intended receiver. Iben, when he has gone free, has not been very free, Ray. He's had double coverage, and they have been in his pockets. They're that tight.
Yeah, they need to do something else with that passing game. All they've done so far is a short little pop pass and then throwing it deep. And they need some kind of crossing route.
And Tim McGee needs to get his maybe blue pen out of his pocket this time.
Yeah, I don't know what color you go to in times of desperation like this.
Yeah, we sure do. Dead ball foul is going to cost Forest Hill Central 5, I believe. Dead ball. Procedure. 3:54 on the clock. John Harrington, 3:54 from yet another state championship. Back-to-back it would be
Dead
in
ball,
Harrison. And
ball
quite
start
a
on
few.
the offense. Repeat, second down.
You heard the call there by Patrick O'Keefe, but quite a few of his key players are going to be back next year. This is a relatively young team. Granger is coming back. Gochai on the defense, among the names we've called frequently.
Sophomore quarterback.
2nd and 15, pump fake. Now they throw the screen out here to Rourke. It was not going to go anyplace anyway because Jeremy White was right behind him, but he overthrows John Rourke, incomplete. That brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, Jeremy White read that one very well. They try to cut block on the corner on that. Doesn't get it. Sees a little fake. He says, "Here comes my man running out there." Now he sees it, going to react. Ball's overthrown a little bit.
Nice read by Jeremy White. He started in and then saw it and recognized it instantly.
He knew something was up there when he saw Rourke coming out that way.
Well, now Forest Hill Central needs a 16-yard play or so. You see some of their fans wearing the looks of a team that's down 10 with 3:50 to play in the game.
This is a big down. They need to get some kind of yardage back on this one.
I have to figure that with the clock where it is, they're going to go twice. Wood, play fake again, has a man open in the seam. Nice grab, that's Miller. He is stuck, stays on his feet, rumbles forward, won't go down, near the 30. First down, Forest Hill Central. Not Miller, but Josh Quinlan. I beg your pardon, Josh Quinlan. Excellent second effort.
21-yard pass play hookup. That's the crossing route that I talked about. Just a little bit of in route because that's what they haven't done to him yet. We're going to watch him just a gratuitous fake there. They know they're not going to run the ball. Great throw. He throws this one on a rope. Quinlan gets them hands up, makes a good catch. He doesn't want to go down. This kid wants to bring home a trophy. Keeps fighting. He's looking to go all the way. Granger makes a saving tackle.
Has the first down at the 31. Wood wants to throw again. Pump fakes out of trouble. Pump fakes out again. Now he's going to run for it. Loses the ball. Kicks it forward. It's out of bounds. It's going to remain Forest Hill Central's ball. Evan Jefferson, boy, we've called that name 100 times today. And they're actually going to gain some yardage from the inadvertent kick of the ball. Watch this.
Here's the first pump fake. Gets a man off his feet. Going to go outside. Let's try it again. There's another one. Get him off his feet. Now he's got to run for it. And watch Jefferson run him down. Knock that ball loose. Bat it around a little bit. But Central actually picks up about 7 yards on the play.
And Greg Wood, as you see the score, Greg Wood did a good job to turn the corner with a couple of pump fakes and get something positive out of it. Second down and about 3. Greg wants to throw again. Fires, has a man double covered, sandwich. The ball is tipped up in the air, incomplete. And that would have been one of the great catches in football history had it been caught because the coverage could not have been any better. Jeremy White was covering, so was Granger covering. The pass was intended for Josh Quinlan.
Another fake again, and he's going to go up. This is desperation. Get it up there and let your man run under it. Actually, the ball's thrown in there right on time, but coverage both underneath and top by number 1 and number 2. The 1-2 punch for Farmington Hills.
That was Bryant, yeah.
Yeah, Bryant, who's made a verbal commitment to go to Michigan, we understand. So we wish him the best of luck with the Wolverines. And Granger's going to be going somewhere. We don't know where yet. He's just a junior, but what a great ball player.
3rd and 3 for Forest Hill Central. Wood wants to throw back, set up the screen. It's not there. Now he's got to improvise. He's got all sorts of trouble, and he throws it away. And that's the wisest thing that he could do, because the screen was red. There were more green shirts there than white. And when the screen disappeared, he had nothing to do with it, Ray Bentley.
Yeah, he's looking over here, and there's nothing there. He does a smart thing. Another pump fake, doing a good job of that, getting people up off their feet. And now there's nowhere to go with it. Let's get the ball out of here and try it again. And now you're in a 4th down situation with about 3 yards to go. I wish he could have looked back the other way, because Josh Quinlan is wide open coming across the middle.
Forest Hill Central has called a timeout with an absolutely must play. 17-7, Harrison is leading. One of our sponsors today, Farm Bureau Insurance. Well, the numbers are lovely if you're a Harrison Hawks fan, ugly if you're a Forest Hill Central Rangers fan. 17-7, favor of Harrison. Central facing 4th and 3 with just 2:52 left in the game. Play fake, roll right. Greg Wood looks, throws, has his man, has the first down. Almost had more than that. That's a nice move by Brian Griffin to get it inside the 10, and there is still breath in the Rangers.
Well, we talked about it earlier. You keep running that counter play, run that counter play. All of a sudden, you can do a bootleg off it. Now, you don't know if they're going to run or not, and they don't. They fake that run the bootleg. Nice throw, good touch on it. Griffin does a good job catching it, coming right at your living room, getting out of bounds there. Stop the clock as well. Almost got a hand on it there. Was number 32 for Farmington Hills Harrison.
Nick Shive.
Nick Shive, big linebacker.
1st and goal, Rangers from the 9. 2:44 to go in this game. They're down 10. Wood, again the play fake. Trying to throw into the... Oh, almost had Chris Bernardi. I was going to say he was trying to throw into traffic, and then he looked left, and Bernardi was squirting free of the traffic, but couldn't quite hang it up enough for Bernardi to run underneath it.
All right. Watch this now. Bernardi is going to be coming around. He's going to come this way and fool him. Come behind the line of scrimmage on his pattern. There he goes. Misdirection again, and it's hard to cover. You don't see that guy get back there. He's wide open, but the pass is out there just a little bit too far. Can't get underneath it.
There you see how he squirted free of the containment at the last minute, and the play worked brilliantly the way it was designed, but just couldn't lay the ball in there.
It's a tough throw there, too.
Yeah, sure he is. 2nd down, goal to go from the 9. Wood looking to throw back, throws it out dangerously in the flat and overthrows McKellar. And it's probably a good thing, because there are a whole bunch of green shirts closing on him.
Yeah, well, what Wood did, which was good, was make sure that he threw it so that only McKellar could catch it, because you're going to watch him now. He's looking for it right away. Watch him. His eyes are going to go right over to this way. He's looking at it. He's looking at it. And when you get that, you're going to get defensive people floating over there, and there they are. Got it covered pretty good.
And there's another man coming up from behind that, too. So that was the incompletion worked out better for the Rangers. Let's put it that way. They are facing 3rd and goal from the 9. Harrison digging in on defense and doing a terrific job to this point. 2.5 minutes left in this game, and Harrison leading it 17-7. Single setback. Twin receivers left, and now Forest Hill Central will call a timeout to be very, very sure of things. 2:30 to go. Harrison 17, Forest Hill Central 7. You're watching the MHSAA on Pass. Absolutely riveted to this game, are they? Or something?
Well, we are.
We are, yeah. And they're looking up, and you saw her reaction. And you see the people look up and giggle because they see themselves on the big screen TV here. That's why you get the reaction that you get.
15 seconds of fame, Andy Warhol.
That's right. That's their 15. All right. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this one. 3rd and goal, Forest Hill Central from the 9. They've got trips left, and now they're looking. Wood throws to a wide open man. Touchdown! That's Mike Miller, the tight end. 2nd grab of the day. 3rd of the year, his first score, and we've still got a ball game.
2:24 left on the clock. A great poise by Greg Wood, sitting in there and looking it over, and finally finds a man that comes open. We're going to look at the replay from the ground level. Coming at you, watch him. He's sitting here. He's looking down to the left. Nothing there. He brings it back down. Now his man's open. He finds him. Nice throw, pitch, and catch in the end zone, and it's touchdown, Forest Hill Central.
Keith DeBow to tack on the extra point. Almost blocked.
Wide right.
It's no good. Perhaps an absolutely crucial miss, but it's wide right. And so the difference is 4.
Look at the touchdown again. Here, I think he gets his man open by that little pump fake with his eyes outside. He brings the guys away from him, and Miller's wide open. He gets that touchdown reception, his first of the year. And now, what pen do you use for an onside kick? Because that's what we're going to see here, more than likely, with 2:24 left in the ball game. And even that might not be the end because they've done a good job of stopping them. But they're down on timeouts. I believe they have one timeout left. And it's going to be, is it one?
One. That's right.
Yeah, one timeout left. So I think you're going to see an onside kick here. And that football's taken some weird bounces already today. We'll have to see what happens with it this time.
You know, the thought that just occurred to me after Forest Hill Central scored their last touchdown, the Granger kick return to set up the field goal. What an enormous play that is. The emotion is there. Forest Hill Central's offense twice this quarter goes down the field and scores. And Harrison answers when they have to answer with that big kickoff return.
Yeah, the big play is the thing that's spoken for Harrison all day long as you look at the Central scoring drive. Here's no surprise, 13 plays, 71 yards, 4 minutes off the clock. They've been controlling it all day, just not putting it in the end zone. Let's watch this onside kick.
Keith Dubois to kick off. Everybody stacked left. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this one out. It's got to go 10 yards. He got the high bounce. He's got to wait for the 10 yards. Ball is scrambling up. Forest Hill Central's got it! I don't believe it! I don't believe it!
You can't advance it. They're going to have to take possession back at the 45. But it's going to be their ball.
Ryan Kemp, number 89, waited for that last bounce and somehow came out of the scramble to hang on to the ball.
Oh, great job by Kemp. I'll tell you, that's one of the best onside kicks I've ever seen. Watch this ball. You want it to rotate, turn over, now take the big hop. But they did a smart thing here. Wait for it to come down because it's not gone 10 yards yet. Then it takes another great hop. It's a jump ball. Kemp comes down with it.
Rob Ivan had his hands on it. Ryan Kemp came up with it. First down. Handoff. McKellar has his blockers left. Crosses the 40, ridden out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. 2:04 to play in this game. That is a lot of time left. The Forest Hill Central crowd has suddenly found life. The Farmington Hills Harrison crowd has suddenly found that the fingernails are very chewable.
Oh boy, what a tight one. I wonder which pen he did use.
I want that pen. Although let's be honest here, they've got to get it downfield against a very good defense.
They got to get a touchdown too.
2nd and 4. It's going to be very close to first down yardage. And I won't even hazard a guess whether it's a first down or not. Where the officials are standing, Ray, it is. That's Brian Griffin who pulled it up the middle, and where they are marking it, it is a first down.
I think they're going to bring them chains in and take a measurement on it just to be sure. In fact, they are, and that stops the clock again with 1:58 left. 35 yards from pay dirt to put Forest Hill Central ahead. See if they break the sticks on this one. It's going to be another close one.
I think he's got it.
And he does.
The Rangers down 4. They have 1st and 10 at the Harrison 35. 1:58 to go. This is the way state championship games are supposed to be.
I'm pumped up, man. I don't know.
You betcha. You betcha. Rourke goes in motion. Play fake. They're throwing downfield. Oh, it's intercepted down the middle of the field.
Bryant.
Kevin Bryant played center field on a long pass and may have saved the game. Oh, what a gutsy play, or I shouldn't say gutsy, what a great play by Bryant to go after it just like the receiver.
He's going to be making that kind of play for Gary Moeller next year. Here's a ball that he just threw it a little too long, out through his receiver, Quinlan. Great catch there by Kevin Bryant, bring it down and basically ice the ball game away for Farmington Hills. Good grab right there.
Well, the man was open short, but let's be honest, Bryant would have been short if he had to be with the man. He went after the ball.
Yeah.
And now Farmington Hills Harrison will call a timeout. They're up 4. They've got the ball at their 7-yard line. 1:31 left between them and a 2nd consecutive state championship. We'll come back with the conclusion of this game. One of your sponsors today, True Value Hardware. Well, we're discussing possibilities for strategy here. The one strategy that's simplest as far as Harrison is concerned is taking care of this ball. Sophomore quarterback Kevin Bambanek, not the starter at the beginning of the year, is a couple of plays away from leading his team to state championship. Williams almost had it stripped. If we see a replay of this, you'll see Forest Hill Central tackling the ball and almost knocking it loose here, Ray Bentley.
Well, they're going for the football. That's what you got to do. That's your last chance, your desperation. You got to try and rip it open. Let's see if we can see the ball almost come out here from Big Nick Williams. Look at this. Rip that ball out. That's what they're told to do. Whoa! Almost got it out. That's Stepanovic. Trying to rip that thing out. Almost got it.
Clock running. It is second down and about 3 yards to go. A first down for Harrison, and this one is over. Williams, second effort, spins free, is going to be close. I don't believe he has it. And I believe that was
Quinlan, I think, on the bottom of the clock.
Josh Quinlan, number 80. That's who I was looking for. I think he's the one who held on for dear life. That's a first down. And with 51 seconds left and just one timeout left for Forest Hill Central, Harrison is in a position now, if they choose, to kneel this one out.
Well, I think you got to kneel this one out, boy. You don't want to take a chance on dropping the ball as you look at the Forest Hill Central bench. And well, not some happy faces over there, but they played a great football game today. Did a lot better than a lot of people expected. Had a chance at the end to win it.
Well, that wasn't a kneel down. That was a fall down. But it has the same general effect. And now Forest Hill Central will exhaust its last timeout. That's the last timeout. 24 seconds left. It'll be second down and about 13. And John Harrington calling his guys over. Tim McGee calling his guys over. There's not a lot that you can say if you're Forest Hill Central at this point. And if you're John Harrington, you're going to say, all you do is do that one more time, fellas, and then we have some fun.
Yeah, you just got to get the snap. The quarterback-center exchange, the most basic thing in football. They got to get that. If they get that, yeah, they'll get their second state championship in a row, 7th in school history for Mr. John Harrington. There's Mr. McGee over there on the other side. Boy, his team has just played just a gutsy ball game today.
You know, I've often wondered, when you get to a state championship game, does it sting worse to get blown out or to do what Forest Hill Central did, to come back and have possession with a chance to win and then turn it over? I'm not sure.
I can tell you, I played 2 Super Bowls. One we lost by 1 point, had a chance to win it at the end. The other one we got blown out. It's a lot tougher when you lose it close.
Well, there's the kneel down, the countdown, and the Harrison Hawks celebration begins. We said at the start of this game that it was a quick strike team. 2 long touchdowns of 90 yards and 80 yards. And then one of the key plays in this game, the long kickoff return by Jason Granger, and it's made the difference. Farmington Hills Harrison claims the 1994 Class A state championship. In his 25th year, John Harrington makes it 216 wins. He's been this road before, so have his players. They will celebrate their championship. We'll come back to wrap this one up. You're watching the MHSAA on PASS.